Boogity, boogity, boogity.
And on some random day in April, DKC said, "Let there be light." It appeared, and we could all see real good. What's up, everyone? Welcome to Illegal Alien Racing. This is a 9-lap pre-final in rental kart league racing out at Dallas Karting Complex in the Heavies class. I am starting outside of row 1 in second place after a pretty good qualifying session. On pole is the opening race winner, Talon. Right there, number 11, is Mr. Boogity, Boogity, Boogity himself, Justin. Looking for green. Green flag, here we go. Get a little bump there. Sends me out wide on the slippery track. And you see the whole pack just go to the inside. Pretty bad start. And I'm going to be on the outside here. There's going to be some more damage done. I'm fall back to 9th spot. Terrible start, so we're going to try to stop the bleeding. Take a defensive line to the inside. Kart number 1, the one I'm driving, does not have a good reputation for being a very fast kart. And somebody said it was fast, but I don't think it's been fast all season. So you definitely need help in these situations. And help comes in 3, 2, 1. Some driver decided to come into that corner way too hot and hit his brakes way too late and locked them up on a slippery track and took out a few karts. So you can always count on a rental league racer to help you out on the opening lap more times than not. So thank you for that. I definitely benefited. Nice pack of karts up ahead. As long as they keep battling, I have a chance to get up there. And you can see all the new light here at DKC. If you watch any of the prior videos, it was completely dark in some corners. It looks 1,000 times better. We can actually see. So I canceled my night vision goggle order from the United States Army that was en route. So I told them, send it back. I don't want it. Just kidding. All right, I'm telling the guy behind me, let's line up, and he decides to go inside, which I would have done the same thing. That's Kart 13. That's a really fast car. I think second fastest in the fleet. Kart 29 is probably the fastest in the fleet from what I understand. That driver, I think he goes by the name Silver Arrow. Don't really recall seeing him in prior seasons, but this season he's got my attention because he finished, I think he finished second overall in last month's final in the opening round, and he's doing really well here, so he definitely is being noticed. So good job on his part. And also too, I say Kart 13 is one of the best in the fleet. Just because you have one of the best karts in the fleet doesn't mean that you're going to go up to the front. You have to know how to drive it and what to do with it. So he's doing a good job there of just working his way up front. Probably came from the back, probably didn't have a good qualifying session, which I don't think he did. I'm on the radio with Justin and I hear him say something.
Oh, he just fucking left me.
That's pretty surprising, and that's him right there on the right. He spun out. Made contact with kart number 31 and spun out. And I'm thinking about posting his pre-final. He has a really good recovery from that incident. He was in kart number 11, which is a pretty good kart. Justin's defending Heavies champion, so he definitely knows how to drive. He has a really good recovery. I think I will post that. You will enjoy watching that video. I always have a GoPro on him as well. But definitely, you have to watch the final race from my perspective that I post up. It is one of the best finishes that I've ever had. So you definitely want to see that. So kart number 1 here, like I said, is not the fastest kart. So sometimes you're just going to draw these karts. So the way it works, in my opinion, is once you're good enough of a driver, it all comes down to what kart, like the kart lottery, what kart you get. If you're a really good driver, you get a really good kart, you have a really good chance of winning. If you're a really good driver, get a bad kart, you're not going to win. I don't care who you are. This kart is definitely a mid-grade kart. Probably if you're an F1 fan, this is an Alfa Romeo, maybe an AlphaTauri, something like that. Not a Mercedes, Ferrari, or a Red Bull. So we're going to try to just salvage what we can and try to set ourselves up real nice to have a good starting spot for the final race. So you can't get frustrated when you get these karts. You got to check your rear view camera, make sure it's there too and facing the correct angle. You can't get too frustrated in these situations. It's just what it is, and you have to deal with it. So the worst thing you can do if you draw a slower kart is make things worse by making dumb moves and spinning yourself out, or just making dumb decisions and slowing down even more. You have to be real strategic with how, kind of what your strategy is going to be. You have to be real strategic with your strategy. I don't think that makes sense. You have to be strategic with what decisions you make in these situations. I got Kart 17. He's a club racer, pretty fast. He's on my bumper there, pushing me down the track. It's a tough turn underneath these cars. So much understeer. Kind of use the rear brake to whip the tail end around just a little bit. Drifting is typically a terrible idea, but this track is really slippery, and you just have to, if you just try to steer through everything, you're going to get tons of understeer, and it's just not going to work for you. Or it doesn't for me, at least. So I'm just trying different techniques here to get this kart to turn. And you see him, I was like, go ahead, you're faster than me, I'm holding you up, just go ahead. It's way too early to start defending as well. And then, so one thing I can do here is look to see what the gap is behind me. If there's a big gap behind, like me and the person I'm fighting with, like right there, let me go back to what I was saying in a second. That looked a lot worse than it was. I watched Justin's footage, who is behind us, and that wasn't as bad as it seemed. I just didn't see that guy. I was focused on a different part of the track. Next thing I know, he's there and showed up. He's going to make a late move here. I'm a little wide. He kind of turns in early. Watch this. Watch his nose. Right there. Like he wants to turn in early, and I don't know. You could hear him kind of say something. I don't know if he was upset or anything, but I thought he was trying to turn in a little early. So going back to what I was saying, if I remember what I was saying. Yeah, give me a little room there, buddy. So this isn't good. Side by side in this corner is just a bad idea, especially if you don't know the guy next to you. But we survive. I'm happy about it. He's happy. And there goes Justin right past me in the red right there. I watched the guy in the yellow helmet. Goes off-road. These things work way better on pavement. Then he's going to have some dirt on his tires, so he's going to go out wide more than likely, and yep, he does. So if you go off-road, make sure you scrub your tires or you brake a little earlier into the upcoming corner, because you're going to slide out just a little bit. So you have to compensate for that. Let's see if I can remember what I was saying. Oh, I think I was saying about fighting with someone. If you look behind him, there's a pretty big gap to the next person behind you. It may be better just to let that person you're fighting with go, because if you start driving defensive lines, you're just going to slow yourself down, and next thing you know, those people behind you can start to catch up. It may be better just to let that person you're fighting with go, and you keep driving, you know, your fast lines, and maybe the people behind you don't have enough time to catch up to you and pass you. So you have to race smart. You know, I'm not in a spot here where I can be aggressive, because you can see the kart's just not as fast as some of the other karts. And watch this. We'll compare it to this driver here. So I got a little momentum going, and all of a sudden it just stops accelerating as far as top speed, and you know, you can see kind of how the kart's working there. So this is supposed to be an 8-lap final, but we got 9 because they call this a racer's dozen, or I don't know, because math. We got 9 laps. Hanging in there behind kart number 26. You can see Justin just kind of pulled away there. poor clutches, you can hear him really working hard out of those corners. It looks pretty good here. I had nowhere to go. I think I hit that pretty good. And he got, oh no, that's Chris right there that spun out. I don't know why he spun out there. But exiting that chicane, I think I got it pretty good, and he dropped the wheel off the track, slowed himself down, but I had nowhere to go. If I hit the brakes, my momentum's going to be gone, so just couldn't make that work and pass him. So the best thing to do is just run into the back of them. As long as you hit them in a straight line, they should be okay. Don't want to get into the side of them and spin them. Yeah, Chris spun out. Not sure how that happened. Pretty atypical from Chris. Don't expect that from Chris, but you can see then Chris is a very experienced racer, and he's out here spinning out by himself, so you can, that'll tell you how difficult it is to drive these karts on this track. The track's pretty slippery, and you just kind of have your hands full the whole time. Hoping Kart 26 ahead can catch the kart in front of him. Maybe they start battling last lap and I can go in there and steal a spot. Didn't really drive my best race here. Could have gone a little faster in this kart, I think. I just made a few mistakes here and there. All those little tenths you gain and lose, or lose rather, by driving bad lines or just messing up over the course of a race, they all add up. So sometimes you don't have the fastest lap, but your average is the fastest, or faster than someone else that has a faster lap, and you're able to finish ahead of them for that reason. Check the camera again, everything looks good. All right, is this going to be the last lap? It sure is, and we do not get a white flag. I guess the flag person is looking at his TikTok or maybe Instagram, I don't know. But we don't have the white flag. I have no idea what lap we're on, but you can gain a sense of kind of where you are, and the race kind of seemed a little long. I remember talking to Justin about that. I was like, man, this one seemed to kind of drag out longer than 8 laps. But you can see Kart 26 caught up to, I think that's Kart 31, I think. Drop another wheel there. This might be good for me here. I need 31 to make a move. Just slow him down. You see 26 goes defensive. It's not looking good for me. Just a few more corners left. Let's see if they go side by side. Nope, it's not looking good. So let's survive this last corner, bring it home in 9th, and start there in the final. Checkered flag. Race to the checkered, always. All right, hope you enjoyed that one. Thanks for sticking with me, and I will see you on the next one. Y'all take it easy.